I believe that most homeless people are autistic, specifically unsupported.
I think that this is super true, that probably most people who are dealing with unstable housing are neurodivergent. I remember walking by a man that was camped on the street outside my coffee shop one time, and he had all these piles going. And I remember just something clicked where I said, these are doom boxes. These are ADHD doom boxes that he has going. And I recognized that because I had just recently lived with a boyfriend that had a lot of doom boxes and who was not functioning very much and needed a lot of support in order to make money. I remember talking to a guy who was on like a first line response team for people on the street. And he said, 80% of the people who are on the street have had a history of head trauma or major concussion. And I remember thinking how fascinating that was, and yet not surprising. And I can't wait to see what more widespread awareness and diagnosis of neurodivergence and trauma does to our view of people who are having trouble with stable housing. Because neurodivergent people, autistic people, traumatized people, people with mental illness have so much to offer. It's just that traditional capitalism tells us that we need to be an individual economic unit. And we're not very good at doing everything. We're really good at having one interest and like going really deep with that thing, but like not doing that well at feeding ourselves regularly, not doing that well at routines and tasks and the overall demands of life. For me, I can barely be near street noise. I can barely be in a cafe and listen to people's talking. Like, I like socializing with people, but people are loud. And in every way, this society is just not set up for neurodivergent people. And so it's like, how do we restructure our society so that neurodivergent people can offer their amazing, unique talents? We're usually super creative and visionary. We're also usually super altruistic and loving and giving. I can't tell you how many neurodivergent people I know personally who are seen as cold and flat, who are actually some of the most deeply loving human beings that I know. And a lot of those people are having trouble economically. They cannot pay their way. And it is not okay.